Like the original ALS challenge, it's beyond just a polar bath. It's about breaking the stigma, building community, and making mental health visible. So with that being said, it's time for me to get in on the awareness. "46 Ohio locations will be closing, like this one. These closures can affect fashion design students and their capstone collection projects, which they need to do in order to graduate with a Bachelor of Fine Arts rather than just a Bachelor of Art."
Push a little bit harder. Yep, there you go. And you're gonna slow those compressions just a little bit. Boom, 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 boom. Perfect.
In my head, I'm singing Sabrina Carpenter when we're doing that. I'm like, please, please, please. This past Wednesday, the county celebrated a proclamation to honor April 2nd as National Start by Believing Day. But believing can mean the world to survivors.
If you are believed, then you have at least an ally. You have someone that's listening, and because so many things are going through your head, and it's threatening to turn into shame, and you're scared.
Carla was sexually abused twice, but it took years before she could share her story because no one believed her. April is National Sexual Assault Awareness Month, which tries to educate people about the experiences of victims like Carla. This year, Summit County is trying to change the narrative for survivors and victims through their annual campaign, Start by Believing.
But I think Carla's story was a real flashpoint that just believing and validating sometimes is enough for someone to begin that healing process.
The Start by Believing campaign was started in 2019.
Our goal is absolutely to make people feel more comfortable coming forward if they've ever been a victim of a crime. We focus on the sexual assault portion. That's kind of where Start by Believing came from. But I will tell you, as a prosecutor, we want everyone to feel comfortable coming forward to disclose they've been a victim of a crime, no matter what it is.
In 2024, the prosecutor's office served 155 survivors. The Cleveland Clinic, their Akron General Hospital, treated 243 sexual assaults in the same year. Nationally, the numbers are also high.
Then maybe people may realize that it's affecting a lot more people. It's 1 in 4 women and 1 in 6 men.
There's hope these numbers can change through public support. But for Carla and others, the first step comes with being believed.
If a victim does confide, does say that they've been sexually abused, you say, like, there are really only 3 options. The only thing that should come out of your mouth is, I believe you, I'm sorry that happened to you, and it was not your fault.
And our very own reporter Nikki Gasiewski actually spoke to the founder of the new trend. Nikki, what else did you learn about this trend?
So I did have the chance to speak to the founder, who has personal ties to the cause, and he explained the reason behind starting this lighthearted social media trend roughly 3 weeks ago.
Thank you to my brother Vince for nominating me for the USC Ice Bucket Challenge. I nominate Austin Monty. You have 24 hours. Go.
That's right, the Ice Bucket Challenge is back and spreading among Kent students, except this time it's supporting a different cause.
It's just an awareness campaign to shine a light on mental health and make the conversation a lot more comfortable.
Wade and his friends started the Mental Illness Needs Discussion, or MIND Club, at the University of South Carolina. This club started the new Speak Your Mind Ice Bucket Challenge, which involves pouring ice water, nominating friends who you can talk to about mental health.
At Mind, we believe conversations about mental health should be just as common and just as comfortable as conversations about physical health.
According to Active Minds, 67% of young adults ages 18 to 24 with anxiety or depression will not seek treatment. Project coordinator Diane Patel says the stigma around mental health affects the likelihood of someone receiving treatment.
This kind of visual display and just, giving people that space to share what they're experiencing, share their stories, talk about mental health, it does a lot to break that stigma down.
Like the original ALS challenge, it's beyond just a polar bath. It's about breaking the stigma, building community, and making mental health visible. So with that being said, it's time for me to get in on the awareness. Wade says the challenge is also meant to show everyone they aren't alone. It's important to him because he lost 2 of his friends to suicide during his freshman year.
If we can encourage one person to say one more thing to save their life, that would mean the world to us and mean the world to a lot of people.
Last year I was going to take a couple of trips, but that didn't work out. So I decided to go ahead and do it again this year and make sure I can make the trips I want to make if I get a chance.
Ellen Grantham is talking about getting her real ID.
Real ID it's a nationwide standard for the issuance of driver's license and IDs.
If you live in Ohio, you know you have a real ID if your license has a black star in the upper right-hand corner. These licenses aren't just decorative. They've been around since 2005 because of the Real ID Act.
It came out of some recommendations from the 9/11 Commission where they said, hey, states, you can issue driver's licenses and IDs, but if you want your residents to be able to use those credentials for certain federally regulated tasks, they're going to have to abide by these issuance standards.
Those regulatory tasks include things like entering federal buildings and, more importantly, flying domestically. Up until now, these real IDs have been optional. However, next week, they'll be mandatory.
The TSA enforcement date will be May 7th, 2025. So after that date or on that date, you may have to go through some additional security if you're at the airport and you don't have your real ID.
Unlike me, TSA is going full throttle in their nationwide enforcement of real IDs since all states have begun to issue them. This is in hopes of enhancing security vulnerabilities, and it seems most Ohioans aren't far behind. Norman says 56% of Ohio licenses are Real ID license.
I do actually have the license that they're requiring us to have now for travel.
I thought it was required, and I knew it was going to expire, that you needed it to fly. So since we fly quite frequently, I knew we needed to have it. So I got mine.
If you still need your Real ID, Norman says B&Bs across the state are expanding their hours on Saturdays until the deadline to accommodate last-minute requests. Reporting for KSTV, I'm Nikki Gasiewski.
Yes, and debates happened over concerns of privacy and broader political implications. Nikki Gasiewski now joins us. Nikki, what was the final decision?
Hi, Hayden and Sydney. The council decided to delay the vote for 6 months. Many members felt the public does not know enough about the cameras, so I spoke to a few local officers for explainer. Kent traffic may be seen through a different lens in the fall with the potential installation of flock cameras.
So basically what the flock cameras do is as vehicles pass by them, they take a series of snapshots of the back of the vehicle to include the license plate and any other distinguishing characteristics on the back of the vehicle.
She proposed the installation of the cameras to Kent City Council to help with cases of stolen cars and missing persons.
And let's say it was somebody broke into a business and they left in a vehicle, and we had a vehicle description. We would be able to enter that vehicle description into a search platform in the Flock system.
Kent won't be alone in Flock usage, as the Stowe Police Department implemented Flock last year.
They provide us with actionable leads and evidence and information that actually leads to results.
Captain Snavely says the camera footage lasts for 30 days, but these devices could have a longer lasting impact on Kent's police department if given approval.
The ability to quickly access information that can help us investigate crimes and specifically serious offenses.
If the council agrees to adopt the proposal, Kent would join the interconnected system featuring other Portage County departments.
If Kent got cameras in their town, it would help Stowe Police Department, and Stowe Police Department's cameras would help Kent Police Department.
Now, Nikki, if the council votes yes, where would these cameras be placed?
Speaking to Shearer, he said that the the cameras would be put at entry points and exit points of the city.
And as mentioned, you were at the city council meeting. What were some of those members' thoughts?
A lot of them were worried about visas, the Portage Sheriff, and just how privacy would be affected by this.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you, Nikki. That was a very important story.
Well, Hayden, you're in luck because Eddie's Bike Shop in Peninsula recently reopened after an unexpected fire in February, and our reporter Nikki Gasiewski sat down with the owner.
As mentioned, Eddie's Bike Shop reopened almost 3 weeks ago, but the owner still remains thankful for the chance to stay in business during this busy spring season.
How did the employees help out with this readjustment?
These employees, I met them, they are actually really amazing. Not to be biased. We have some Kent State students too, and Ruggles told me they stepped up. They came in during and worked over hours, and they went to other locations like the Stowe one too, just to help out.
That's amazing.
That's super sweet. And is there any near future events that they can attend?
Well, they're gonna kind of monitor the weather for this weekend, but as Mother's Day is approaching, they have a Mother's Day opportunity as well. You can check out their website and social medias for more.
Thanks, Jenny. Turning to a literally hotter topic, Ohio's ban on opening burning is back.
Being Saturday, Ohioans are prohibited from having an outdoor open fire between 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. through November. According to Ohio law, wildfire danger is high during the spring when warmer and windier weather increase risk. Additionally, it states to take proper handling when burning outside during permitted hours.
Thanks, Jenny, for the pun. Gas prices are once again accelerating as Northeast Ohio will be seeing increases at the pump. Gas Buddy reports Akron drivers will be paying $3.15 per gallon, roughly a 12-cent jump. Clevelanders will be filling their tank at $3.13, almost 11-cent increase. The nation's seeing 11-cent increase, but petroleum analysis at Gas Buddy predicts an eventual decrease if tariffs aren't scaled back.
The Ohio governor race is heating up as another conservative will be throwing their name in. Cincinnati-born biotech entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy is expected to launch his bid. Ramaswamy will enter a race alongside other candidates like Attorney General Dave Yost. We'll have more tomorrow as KSTV reporter Cindy Brown will be attending Ramaswamy's special GOP announcement in Strongsville.